17 years old.
He outed himself.
Benching nearly 1,000.
17-year-olds can't bench press 815 pounds.
You know, I started eating, boom, 405.
Or was it the steroids?
Replay that footage. What the
Turk!
That's nuts.
That is nuts. It's a little too nuts. It shouldn't have been done. Coach Greg, and in today's video, I'm going to show you what's wrong with this world. Everything about it, but it's all summarized in this one video with Larry Wheels. The title says, 17-year-old bench presses 815 pounds. First of all, that's impossible. 17-year-olds can't bench press 815 pounds. Second of all, this kid is currently in a hospital for using steroids, abusing them, apparently with a dirty needle, and fighting for his life. Let me remind you, this guy, upon maybe 20 plus times, has said he's a lifetime natural. No steroids. Fighting for his life. Screenshots showing he used 600 milligrams of Tren the day before this occurred. He's also admitted to MENT, and his blood work back in March, this is months ago, was one of, if not the worst pieces of blood work I've ever seen in my life from a supposed teenager. And in the video, he literally exposes himself, proves that he's lying. It says he's 17 years of age. I'm going to just fast forward to this.
I've always been into, bodybuilding. Like I always watched Ronnie Coleman growing up, and I was like, oh, I want to be like Ronnie Coleman. I want to get on the same stage as him.
Ronnie was retired before you ever even heard the word bench press, bro.
At least when I was younger, like 15, 16, I was always benching.
When I was younger, back in the day, when I was 15, 16, I was always benching. Would I say, when I was younger, last year, I was racing bikes. When I was younger refers to a time period in the past.
I was always benching, but I had no idea what protein was, what carbs was.
But I had no idea what protein was, what carbs were. I just was eating and putting on weight. Way back when I started benching.
I started doing that when I turned 17, right? And so from that time period, I've added maybe 100 pounds in the past year or so, year and a half.
Okay. Let's say a year and a half ago was his 17th birthday. Quick math lesson. A year and a half later, you would be 18 and a half. And remember, he said when he was 17, he might have been 17 and a half, 17 and 3/4. If he was 17 and 3/4 and a year and a half went by, he would now be 19. He outed himself. I mean, it's like when people say, I'm 100% natural, and they show their blood work and it shows they're not natty. Guys, I can read blood work.
I started eating, boom, 405, 455, 500, and then now 45, and then I went for 585 yesterday.
How many of you think that his raw bench press went from 365 at 17, from just eating nothing, not knowing what he was doing, to suddenly 405, 455, and 500, from just eating properly? Or was it the steroids? Last I checked, he did not order Turk Builder Max. I checked the analysis. I did not see his name. And I highly doubt Turk Builder Max, as good as a supplement may be, is going to improve your bench press by that much. And most certainly what I guarantee it's not going to do is ruin your blood work and put you in the hospital.
And one of my buddies was using a slingshot, and he's like, you should try this out.
He claims he's bench pressing 815. And so what you need to know is this shirty thing that he wears, it cheats the weight up. It's not actually lifting it.
I didn't touch the 200 till I was, 18 or 19 or so. And I was a lot heavier than you. I was probably at least 260 by then.
And so Larry, who started taking steroids at 15, he didn't rep out the 200s till he was 18 or 19 years of age. He was one of the strongest teenagers in the world. How many people think that the 17-year-old was stronger than Larry Wheels while being 100% natural? All you need to look at his face, and it's the face of I abuse steroids. This is picture perfect how you look when you're on everything, including the kitchen sink. His skin is speaking us in Braille. Unfortunately, no one was reading it. No one answered him. And his body ended up in the hospital.
Also have Logan, 17 years old, benching nearly 1,000. Unbelievable.
And so he introduces Logan and says he bench presses 1,000, which is unbelievable. And the reason it's unbelievable because it's not believable because it's not true.
Probably willing to lie about the weight that you're pressing on the bar, which is why the 420 kilo bench that you posted the other week has 2 bumper plates for some reason before the last plate, and you've hid the 2 bumpers behind the last plate.
He was exposed for using fake plates. I mean, when you're this strong, you don't need to say that you're any stronger, but of course it looks cool. You put 8 plates on each side, you add a couple of bumper plates, and all of a sudden it's 10 plates, but it really isn't, and it's very easy to do. Back in my day, when I was bench pressing, for example, 5 plates for 4 reps, pause, and so on, what if I had added 2 bumper plates and said, hey guys, look, I just bench pressed 675 pounds raw, pause for 4 reps. It's the world record. It's the best bench press of all time. But it would be a lie. And what if on top of that, I said I'm 100% natural while looking like this? And what if on top of that, I lied about my age? Hey, I'm 60. It's so impressive, a 60-year-old man bench pressing 675 for 4 reps, pause in the gym while being 100% natural. But it would be a lie. And then days later, hospital. Heart stopped. I've already posted the video. Go and check that out. And so what would you think? Would that be a great human being? And so why are we glorifying this type of behavior?
Dude, got it. Oh yeah, get it, get it, get it.
And so he barely gets 495, 5 plates on each side with the help of Larry Wheels elbow wraps, which I strongly recommend. If you have elbow pains and so on and you're lifting heavy weights like this, it's a really good idea to wrap your elbows so you don't get those various pains, aches, and so on. And so this kid has maxed out. He's close to 500 pounds. He said earlier he could do 585. Let's just say he was tired today, whatever. I don't believe he could do 585. I believe perhaps 525 on a good day when he's fresh. I don't believe he could do 6 plates on each side. And so if it said 17-year-old bench press is 495, the only thing off on that would be, well, how old is this kid? 815. It's not really 815. He doesn't actually bench press that much. Well, one could say with a special suit and so on, but hey, I get it. You have to clickbait the video or it doesn't get as many views. But I think it would have got way more views if you just said, inject 600 milligrams of Tren and ends up in the hospital. I'm clicking that video.
Let's go, Logan. All right.
And so he's now got 6 plates on each side. This is 585 pounds. And he's got the most highly developed slingshot in the world. And so essentially it's like a forklift. It's going to help spring the weight up. And so the weight went up relatively easy, but unfortunately, that's not a good bench. And I'm not even talking about the fact that he was cheating using a slingshot. His ass came off the bench. Last I checked, you have to touch the bench. And so if you just arch so much and you don't touch the bench and you cheat everything, did you actually bench press the weight? I don't think so. I mean, if he had said squats 1,000 pounds and Larry was behind him, he was wearing a squat suit, knee wraps, and so on, and he bent his knees and put it back up, would you call that a squat? Well, he unracked the weight by himself, but did he actually squat it? No.
Take it slow, 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 take it slow.
I can't believe these guys are lifting these kind of weights without a safety rack in place. It's 675 pounds. Let's say that slingshot thing rips, or if he tears a pec, or if he loses the groove and he drops it 675 pounds somewhere around the neck or his face. At a powerlifting championship in Canada one year, the powerlifter attempted to bench press the weight, lost the groove, and a very expensive trip to the dentist. Well, it's Canada, probably didn't have to spend all that much money, but I'm telling you, when you lose 7, 8 teeth doing a bench press, or even worse, it's not good.
Yes, sir.
Get it? Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Let's go.
And let me remind you, this is a very wide bench. It's a special bench press. It's extra thick. Forget the name of it, Rogue, bench, whatever it is. It's way easier to bench heavy weights on this bench. It's not a standard bench you would see in a commercial gym. That, coupled with the fact he's not even putting his ass on the bench, this is not a bench.
God damn, you guys see that? Guys, replay that footage. What the fuck? That's nuts.
That is nuts. It's a little too nuts. It shouldn't have been done. They're bragging about the fact he's done this at 17, but does it really count if you're on steroids? I mean, if he had done this natural and say instead of 815, it was 615, done with the slingshotty thing, but really he could only bench press 405. That would still be way more impressive. Way more impressive for someone who's 17 to bench press 405 pounds raw and perhaps 600 pounds with a slingshot than 800 and some odd pounds with the shirty fancy thing and 495 pounds with steroids. And so if you're a young person, it's more impressive that you stay natural and that you're very strong natty than you take a bunch of drugs and you do an impressive bench press and then end up in the hospital.
Yep. Touch low, touch low, touch low, touch low.
Get it up! Yeah! Get up! Yeah. Get up! Get it up! Get it up! All right. Get it up!
They're not ready if this weight comes down. He doesn't know what he's doing with this shirt. It's helping him so much. If he loses the groove, he slips a little bit. It's 800 plus pounds crushing him on his neck. The spotters aren't ready. You think that kid on the right knows how to spot 800 pounds on a bench press? Yeah, Larry Wheels is strong, but he can't bend over and pick up 800 plus pounds. You need to be ready. It's not enough. You need safety racks in place. This shouldn't be even performed.
There you go. Come on. There you go. Get it. Get it.
After all that bench pressing, after doing everything, after being fatigued and resting now for about an hour and a half chilling, he decides to walk in and he's going for a 5-pound PR. With Larry Wheels present, I mean, has anyone seen The Curse of Larry Wheels? What are the chances that something might in fact go wrong? Did we not see anyone in the past perhaps tear a pec while doing this exact same thing?
The fact that he's as light as he is doing it, like, you only see 400-pound plus guys touch this weight.
Right.
And he's on TRT doses.
Show me the blood work. I mean, many of people out there are just throwing things around. I'm just on TRT. What exactly is TRT? My TRT is 140 milligrams of test a week, and my testosterone levels are between 500 and some nanograms per deciliter and 700 and some nanograms per deciliter. If you're on 500 milligrams, even 300, and your testosterone levels are 2,000, it's not TRT. And is it only TRT? What else might he be doing? I mean, if you are, at least say, my dose is X. Why can't we normalize saying what you're actually taking?
Yep. Come on. Come on! Yep. Get it up! Get it up! Fuck.
When you fail a lift, you almost never get it the second time. It's just time to rest. Larry Wheels said, look, if you took a week off, you hadn't done already 585 for 3, you could have got this weight, but 1 PR is enough. We don't need to continue to do this. You're going to risk injury. I mean, we saw what happened to the Trend twins when you're overtrained going for maxes, and so please be careful. He then lowers the weight by 55 pounds and barely gets it. And so do you understand what I'm saying? When you're tired, you just don't lift. And so please stay 100% natural. Don't try to lift 700 pounds in the gym. Try not to think you need to bench 1,000 as a teenager. Set realistic goals and expectations. And if you're not a teenager anymore and you're an adult, you can get Coach Greg's Harder Than Last Time supplements. What do we got here? We got GLP Max. This one makes you less hungry. We got Turk Builder Max, help you to put on more muscle. G Test Max, gonna increase your testosterone. Delta Sleep helps you go to bed. Harder Than Last Time helps you to get harder than last time. GO2 Max for cardio. I got some Janicky juice over here. It's a pre-workout. It's got solidarcide. It's amazing. You got to give it a try. G-Test Platinum, the best test booster in the world. G-Shred to get you more shredded than last time. Beta-alanine. We got different pre-workouts for 3.0. Peri-Light. We got pre-pump so that you can get pumped with no stims. We got Seacoal bars, and there's protein powders over here. We also got hardcore pre-workout. And why stop there? I've got the Circle Diet Book. I've got Cookbook 3.1, the best cookbook in the world. I've got the Sharmuta Blue Lobster Crab. This is the girlfriend of the friggin' Blue Lobster. They be hanging out in spades. And so if you haven't tried the Blue Lobster pre-workout, you want to try this one. Remember, there's a money back and a $20 gift card on various supplements we got, including the Blue Lobster pre-workout, including the protein bars, the Turk Builder, the GO2 Max, lots of things. And so get to the website, enter code Greg, 15% off. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Please like the video if you liked it. Don't forget to watch one of those two bloops. And until next time, I am out.